This is Randall Watts, the collector on the corner, but we're not on the corner today. We're over on another little spot of ground we own about 4 miles away from our corner. I want to talk about these old international TD 14A Dozers. We got two of them. This one right here got no cable unit on it. The other one does too. I kind of like the cable unit. No greasy, oily mess and hoses and pesky, leaky hydraulic fluid and pumps and stuff to fool with. But anyway, this old dozer right here, the steering clutches was froze up on it. Got water in there, rusted them all together. It wouldn't do nothing but just go backwards and forwards in a straight line. You couldn't turn it. The other one, the engine was not running because the fuel injector pump was bad on it. So I took all the fuel injection equipment and come around here. I took the injector pump and the filters and the fuel tank and all that stuff off of this old injectors and all off of this engine, and I put it on that other one, got it running. These old internationals, they got carburetor and a manifold, and on that side, the spark plug and the distributor, and on this side, they got fuel injection equipment. You start them up, and when that engine gets warmed up, you pull this lever right here. Lever there, you pull that lever and that converts it over and raises the compression and it starts in the diesel. They're real easy to start. But anyway, this old dozer, the undercarriage is worn pretty bad on it. You see the big gap in the tracks right there. That's how you tell if that gap gets real wide like that. You got internal wear in your pins and bushings. This dozer's older than others. It's probably made in the 40s because it's got the spoke front idlers. It's got that button head grease fitting right there. It's got button head grease fittings on all the bottom rollers and all that. It's got a different kind of sprocket on the back too. Got that old cable unit there on the back. That's a Laterno unit. But I'm going to take the engine out of this and put another because that's a real good engine. That road in there came out of the very first big truck I ever bought, 46 Ford. I bought it when I was 16 years old. Drove it. This here's an old stump grinder. It works off 3-point PTO, and they use that to grind them stumps off below the ground with it. This is a newer one. I think this one was probably made in the 50s. I like this rack somebody's welded onto that blade. I really like that. Real nice. I like that big blade. You see right there, there's the carburetor. There's the distributor on it. And all that. Them's oil filters. But that's the gasoline part. There's spark plugs right here. You can see a spark plug right there. There's a full 4-cylinder motor. Engine. And around this side, you see all that fuel injection equipment. It's red. Come off that other bulldozer down there. See, it's got the red fuel tank under it and everything. I even, somehow the hood's got swapped around too. But all them injectors come out of that other engine. I got this going, and I run it over here, and I walked it 7 miles down these gravel roads to where it's at here. And that engine was supposed to be new, but there's something wrong with it. It's blowing bubbles in the radiator, bad head gasket, or a cracked head, probably a cracked head. But I want to put that other engine in here. This has got a brand new undercarriage. I mean, I think all the miles it's got on it, all the hours it's got on it is me walking them 7 miles. If you notice, it ain't got a spoke front idler. That's solid. Right there, don't have no grease fitting. There's oil inside there. The rollers is all oil-filled rollers. The top rollers is oil-filled. But it's these rails is brand new. But it sits so long, all that got stiff. See how I can put my hand? It's just above the rail. That was so stiff I couldn't walk hardly out of first gear all 7 miles. It's got a different kind of sprocket on the back too. So that's been changed from original. But I got to do something to free them up. I don't know for sure what I'm going to do, heat them or drill a hole and oil them or what. But I got to do something to free them up. But the steering clutches and the main clutch and everything, this operated real good. It got that old cable unit on the top. You can see the cracks in the track right here. See how close them are together where my hand is? There ain't no wear in them bushings. Somebody's gutted out this side of the cable unit and put it over on this side. They took all these pieces out of here and probably used them to rebuild this side. They only got one side worked and left the blade. And I like that cable unit except for one thing. If you over grease these fittings and all this pulley cable spins pretty fast. And what it'll do, it'll sling that grease up and sling it off right down the middle of your back and over the top of your head. It's like a skunk stripe on this old gun grease. And that's not, your wife don't like that too much when you come in with that all over and you got it all over the truck seat and everything else. But anyway, that thing starts real easy off a 12-volt battery. Put gas in it, convert it over. And I guess that's about all we got to say about it. It's old and obsolete. I paid $1,000 for a pair of them. They'd weigh a lot more than that. And they ain't eating nothing. If I never do get around to fixing it, why, that's all right too. My grandkids can sell it for scrap, or my wife can or something. But we'll say goodbye to you and good luck to you. I added a little more to it.